There is no bigger L for a woman than being left and right by guys who barely remember her.
Yeah.
That is the biggest L on the planet. Women don't want kids. What they want is Instagram, traveling, yachts, drink, drugs, and then they need money, so they get on OnlyFans. It is the biggest waste of time. They're wasting their best years.
Because of social media, you can't come at women as a whole for it.
I'm not coming at women. No. I'm explaining to you how the world is functioning. Yeah. I'm not your enemy. Don't shoot the messenger. Only us men, crossed arms. Only us men can defend you. It's not that you're not. No, you're actually the most important thing on the planet because you give the most important thing on the planet, which is children.
Okay, then why disrespect us?
I am.
Why disrespect us?
Every man you've slept with who didn't give you a kid, didn't pay your bills, didn't put you in a house, he disrespected you. Actually.
Damn.
Say again?
Body count?
Well, I can guess. Oh. But the thing that's interesting is that I can guess and say a number now and it doesn't matter. But the girls who are hiding their body count or don't want to say their body count, I understand very well why they don't want to do that.
Why?
And I think that actually highlights one of the key differences between men and women. The fact that a woman sitting here will not sit and say how many men she's had sex with, and I can sit here and say a number and nobody gives a that shows there are clearly key biological differences and there are key socio differences between men and females, and we need to keep that idea for everything else we discussed tonight, because women are going to sit here and pretend that we're all the same and that we're all equal and that they can do everything a man can do and all this crap, but they won't even sit and say how many men they've slept with because they understand intrinsically that their sexuality is actually completely differently wired than a man's sexuality. So it's important we keep that in mind.
People will dap you up, but they'll shame a woman.
You know what? You know the funniest thing? I think
what is she talking? At one point, I feel like she's trying to point the finger back at guys or whatnot, trying to say that we will shame them for their body count. But if you think about it, we don't have to do it. It's going to be them. They're going to be the ones that's going to reinforce that I don't want to say anything about it. I want to keep it, it's none of your business or whatnot. That's because you know that your value is 100% tied to it.
Myron actually said this first. When a woman doesn't like another woman, what's the first thing she calls her?
Hoe.
A whore.
Yep.
If a woman doesn't like another woman, the first thing she says is she's promiscuous. And then a woman will sit and go, I'm promiscuous, it doesn't matter. Then why are you using it as an insult to any other woman you don't like?
Right.
Since the dawn of human time, nobody has ever respected a promiscuous woman, ever. In any holy book, in any society, there's never been a story which is complimentary about a girl who's promiscuous. It's only the opposite. Chastity, virginity, being hard to achieve, hard to obtain, hard to get. Nobody's ever been singing the praises of a hoe, ever. Until this new modern world where they've come along and decided, how do we make men and women dislike each other so nobody has children? Yep. How do we get men to give up their warrior spirit? How do we prevent men from going to the streets and finally taking their country back? I know what we'll do. We'll get them scared of their whore wives. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get them married to some treats them like Tell him if he leaves her, he loses everything he's ever worked for and needs to sit at home and simp over someone who barely likes him. She's allowed to go out and drink with the boys. You can't even tell her not to do that. This is all done on purpose. And they've really somehow convinced this new generation of women that being promiscuous is somehow a win.
And you know what's the sad part as well? They've convinced the young men that it's okay for the women to be promiscuous. Now the so-called YNs or just the young guys in general, they look at it as normal as a woman to go out to the club, drink or whatnot. They call that lit now. That's a thing, and that's crazy as hell.
It is a f***ing L. There is no bigger L for a woman than being left and right by guys who barely remember her. Yeah. That is the biggest L on the planet. And if you've been psyoped into believing that's a good thing and that you somehow win, you are definitely a slave to the Matrix.
Hey, all the majority of these women on this panel have OnlyFans as well, so that's why they so damn quiet and they trying to act like they agree with them, but low-key they definitely don't agree at the same time.
Wake up and understand the most important thing you have as a female. Your number one trump card in the world. In fact, the only advantage you have on this planet is your sexuality. You're not bigger than men. You're not stronger than men. You're not smarter than men. You can't resist enslavement like men. You're more lazy than men. You can't do anything a man can do. The only thing you've got is sex. And if you're throwing it away to any retard in Pennsylvania who drives a Toyota, you need to think twice about what you're doing.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with Toyotas. Now, this is where the disconnect to happen because all these women aren't going to be able to get with the guy with the really nice car, the whole nine. There is going to be a building process when it comes down to females on a realistic perspective in these small towns meeting a small average town guy. There's going to be a building process, especially depending if y'all grow together from high school or whatnot. Y'all ain't going to have the Beamers and the Benzes, the whole nine like that. That's not something that should even be a thing in general. It should still be based off simplicity and the future that y'all trying to survive on.
This is biblical. The Bible calls women the weaker vessel, like quite literally in Scripture. I mean, it's biblical.
And it's not an insult.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
It's playing to your strengths. You have to look at the board and say, what do I have on the board that I can play with? And women understand that sexuality is their move. That's why they have OnlyFans accounts. So what I'm saying is, if that's your gold, don't throw it away. Be very careful with it. That's all I'm saying. It's an L to give away your gold. It's an L for a man to give all his money away. Why would I give money away to random hoes on the street in Miami if I just walk around and start handing out dollar bills? I'm a dumbass. So if you're going to walk around handing out, guess what you are? You're a dumbass. And this promiscuity is being pushed by the Matrix purposefully because nothing is going to detest a man more than the fact that before he met you, you were promiscuous.
Look at how all the women looking at him. They just like, and this one next to him, man, this woman's voice is deep as hell, just being honest. Sound like goddamn Shaq. But all the women have a problem with this because a lot of them do the sex work online.
What's going to make a man, there's nothing else that will make a man want to take care of you less than the fact you were promiscuous before you met him. I have to take care of you, pay your bills, put up with get you a house, buy you a car, make sure our children are safe, pay the bills. I have to do all this, and that guy hit it for free? Am I a dumbass? Why am I paying for what he got for free?
Facts.
If you walk into McDonald's and you get a hamburger for $1 and I come next and they say it's $10, I'll be like, why did she pay $1? Why am I paying 10? Am I stupid?
Right.
I like him more than you, so he get it for the $1.
Promiscuity is lowering your value to all of your future potential partners. It's extremely important that doesn't happen. And that's why the women on here are sitting saying, I don't want to say my body count. I understand why they don't want to say it. I'm not saying they should say it. What I'm saying is that every single female alive actually intrinsically understands her only value or her biggest trump card to other men is her sexuality. And no man wants what every man's had.
Facts.
Andrew?
Sure.
Okay, so
That is true.
if women's sexuality is their only thing, why is it so important what a woman's body count is and not a man's?
Did he not just answer that question? He just went on a whole eulogy as to why women don't want to expose their body counts because it's tied to your value. It's not. We're very different. Well, guys don't want a girl that's just been ran through. Yeah, he might be attracted to her. He might want to sleep with her. But when it comes down to starting a family, it's that pool is going to get smaller and smaller as to the guys who just going to say, you know what, I'm going to openly make you my girl because guys don't like to be embarrassed. It is what it is. It's just a biology response to a woman dealing with a whole bunch of men throughout her life.
Sorry.
Keep it to
Again?
yourself.
Why is it so important what a woman's body count is and not a man's?
Okay. You want to hit this one, Myron?
No, you go.
No, please.
No, you're supposed to guess, bro.
All right. Okay.
They've heard me say
Myron, you can get it after.
I'm just here. I'm just here to moderate.
It's a genuine question. I'm genuinely curious from a men's perspective.
Well, there's very specific biological differences, firstly. Firstly, women get pregnant, men don't get pregnant. This is the most important.
Fuck.
One time you don't play the sound.
But this is actually very important because for the longest period of human history, up until very modern times with birth control, etc., if a woman had sex with a man, she might be out of the dating market forever. So she needs to be a lot more careful with who she sleeps with than a man does. Because a man can have sex with a woman, she can get pregnant. The man's not out of the dating market. The man can just bounce if he so decides. That's the first thing. It's biological. It's very important. Secondly, from a societal perspective, women for a very long time have been praised for their chastity or as close to it as possible. This is why all of society was built. Why do you wear a white dress at a wedding? Do you know why?
Purity.
Purity. Beauty.
You're supposed to be a virgin, to be honest. And no one is. But you're supposed to be, right?
But why? But why?
Why? I'll tell you why. Because for the longest period of human history, the only way I could ensure paternity of a child is if my wife was a virgin. How am I going to know that kid's mine? Let's say we live in some country where everyone looks the same, right? I'm Chinese. Ching Chang, Chang Chong, Ching Wong, Wing Wang. We all look the same. Chinese baby comes out. How do I know that Chinese baby's mine? Now we have DNA tests. All right, cool.
She was loyal.
Back in the day.
Humans have evolved over thousands of years. right? How do I know that baby's mine? The easiest and only way for me to know that child, which I now have to take care of, which is supposed to share my name, which I have to invest years into trying to make a prodigy of me, which I have to give my empire to, which I have to give my money to, that son, everything I've ever worked for, everything on my back goes to him. How do I know he's mine?
How do you know?
The easiest way.
I think throughout time, the one thing that has definitely changed is the disdain for being a virgin and whatnot. And it's not just in modern times. It's been happening 10, 20, 30 years ago, to where it slowly transitioned to where being a virgin for a woman now is looked at as being a loser. Now, for a guy, of course, you know, we don't want to be looked at as virgins because we know experience makes us more attractive. But when it comes to women, if you're a virgin now, they look at it as like, why are you holding on to that? That's not something that should be kept anymore. Women have been completely re-engineered to think that that is a bad thing, which is scary.
If the woman's a virgin. That's probably one of the only ways, right? So we now live in a new modern society where you can trick with science. You can take birth control, you can get DNA tests, you can sleep with all these men and get away with it, etc. But this is not the way things ever were. And if you accept that, then you must accept that evolutionarily, biologically, I would argue that there is a mental component to all of these things. And I want to give you all a thought experiment because I'm treating you like adults. If I told you, here's a girl, you've never met her, and she's had sex with 1,000 men. Do you imagine her to be a rational, stable girl, or do you imagine her to be crazy?
She's got 1,000 cock stare.
Fucking
I mean, she looks
crazy.
crazy, man.
She's cocked out of her mind, just being honest. When you have that much, you've been on the cock carousel for that long, you're going to be somewhat more crazy. You're not going to just be a regular female. I'm just being honest. The more experiences, the more energy, that the fluids that you don't pass between multiple partners, especially if it's raw sex, you best believe that woman is not going to be sane anymore.
Nuts.
Yeah, she's not there.
Okay, so a woman, if women were dating from their teens, understanding their primary objective in life is to have beautiful children, then people would stay together longer. But most women at the age of 17 are getting with a man saying, I want kids when I'm 30. So what, you're going to be with this guy for 13 long years? No way.
That is
Of course
crazy.
you're going to break up. And then you're going to get another guy, and of course you're going to break up with him. If a woman decides she doesn't want kids till she's old, or older, sorry. The point is, it's nearly impossible to be with one guy because humans are humans and we argue and we fight. I can tell you now, the number one women I'm prepared to sit down and try and work it out with are the mothers of my kids.
Me being a married guy, I'm not mad at the institution of marriage because I still understand what it stands for and what it means. I am a minimalist, so the whole big event, party, big chapel, whole bunch of people, big ring, big dress, we didn't do that. I got married at the courthouse. So I do believe in more simplistic marriages because I still believe that's part of the nuclear family, marriage, children. Now, if you happen to want to have more than one woman, if you can provide for all those women, I'm not mad at that as well.
Because we have a kid.
Yeah.
If I'm with some girl and she pisses me off and we ain't got a kid, it's like, well, get the out of here. You think there's not another 19-year-old in Miami?
I don't have an
Get
attachment.
the out of here.
Right.
So the only thing that matters is children. But we should be prioritizing children. Nobody's having children. The birth rate has collapsed. The world is literally imploding. It is literally over for humanity. Nobody talks about this. And the reason nobody talks about it is because it puts a burden of responsibility on females, which we are not allowed to do in society. If you put a burden of responsibility on females, you're the devil. If I told you that all of
As he says this, look at this woman stick her tongue out like a demon. This is crazy.
society was about to implode because aliens have come. And aliens are going to destroy everything and there's going to be no humans left.
I believe in aliens.
Okay, good. So we need to conscript all of the men and give them guns to go and die against an alien invasion to protect society. You would sit and say, yeah, normal. Everyone's going to die. Men have to go and protect us. That's normal. If I sit and say society is going to implode, in 100 years there's going to be no one left on Earth because women aren't having babies, someone should tell women to have babies, you're going to get offended instantly. How could you possibly expect women to have any desire to propagate the human race? How could you possibly expect women to have any burden to continue humanity? No, women have no burden. Women cannot be expected to do anything. All they should do is take Instagram pictures, spend a man's money, make TikToks, unimportant, which doesn't even benefit anybody. Then that's the truth of the world we now live in. No woman at the age of 18 in America, if I were to walk down Miami and say, who wants kids at 18? Nobody. And that's why the world's
The only way they want kids is if it's going to be with their favorite celebrity crush or athlete. That's the only way they just want to have kids. When they come down to a regular guy, women ain't trapping regular guys no more. At one point, it was more of a catch to possibly get pregnant. But now, they only feel like it's a catch if they having a baby by the guy that they actually want. And that's probably going to be a guy high on the totem pole.
And until we fix that, it's going to stay.
Good point.
We had a
Have
big
more
debate.
kids,
They had a
girls.
big
Nowadays,
debate.
women don't want kids anymore.
Women don't want kids. What they want is Instagram, Birkin bags,
Boats,
traveling, yachts, drink, drugs,
I
and
want
then they need
12
money, so
kids.
they get on OnlyFans. It is the biggest waste of f***ing time.
Yeah.
Women waste their lives on the most unimportant. At least if a man doesn't have kids, by and large, he's trying to at least get rich. At least he's trying to get some money. Most women have no kids. They're not trying to get rich. You know what they're trying to do? Have fun. And it is a waste of f***ing time.
Damn.
They're
This
wasting
is
their best
because of
years.
social media.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. That is a fact. Fun. We talk about it all the time. Most of these women just want to feel good. I want to have a good time. And I'm only talking about the ones who actually think like this. For the ones who in happy relationships, they're not on this type of time, cool. But for the other ones who out there kind of lost, fun is going to be a detriment to you because life is not a fun thing. It has moments where it can be fun, but it's about work. It's about duty. It's about decision making. It's comprised of everything. And you got to make sure you divide that pie chart up accordingly. Because if your shit is imbalanced and if you got too much pie in one spot that's not conducive for a great future or a family for most of y'all, because most of y'all still want kids and a family or whatnot, you're going to have a chaotic life. Just being honest.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
all
it's-
because of social
Of course.
media.
Of course it is.
So
Social
if
media.
you can't admit that, you can't come at women as a whole for it.
I'm not coming at women. I'm explaining to you how the world is functioning. I'm not your enemy. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm explaining how society is currently operating. And social media is the reason. You're right.
Yeah.
Because a woman sits there and goes, my man tries his best. He makes $110,000 a year. He works in a factory. But you know what? I'm scrolling TikTok and I see this Russian in Dubai. She gets flowers bigger than my house. Maybe I can do better. Maybe I can get a richer man. Why am I going to lose the one thing I have to get men, sexuality, by having a baby with this guy when this guy over here is buying her all that shit? Maybe I should go on a girl's holiday. Maybe I should hold on a little longer. Maybe I can get a richer guy. Maybe if I just wait. And no one's having kids. And then they break up. That's what's
Delusional.
happening. That's what's happening.
No, don't say that's stupid. That's a large majority of y'all. Women see other women doing it, and they feel reinforced and empowered about it. Just like how the OnlyFans craze happened. They saw women making a whole bunch of money. They hopped in and started doing the same exact thing. And now it becomes normalized. And a lot of y'all think that y'all can achieve this. And that's a no, because now you have to compete with all these other women who still want this same type of lifestyle around these same type of guys. Anything that's valuable is hard to attain. So if you think going on having all this fun or whatnot is just, you could just do this freely or whatnot, no, you have to work hard to do. That's why, guys, we don't do it as often because we understand that it's hard to come by money. So we don't just go spending it on trips and all this frivolous things.
I can see
Happens
that.
every day.
course.
Happens every day.
And before TikTok and social media and all this, if you were in Nebraska and you met a dude in Nebraska, you had kids in Nebraska. No one's sitting there talking about Dubai in Nebraska. No, but now everyone's sitting there talking about Dubai, messaging me, trying to get flown out. That's what's happening.
But Andrew, to your point as well, women will have a boyfriend, leave their boyfriend, go to a different state or country, where rich guys are at, stay there to find a guy that can match your dreams. So you're right, bro, 100%.
And their dreams, this is the most important thing. Women's dreams at a young age. When they get older, they get smarter. Women, by and large.
Yeah.
But at a young age, are not children. No 20-year-old's dream is children. And if they do say they want children, they say, my dream is children. I want to be a mother. When? When I'm 27. Well, that's not your dream, is it?
But what's crazy is when girls were younger, that was their dreams. They looked at their moms. They want baby dolls. They want to be a mom. My daughter says that she wants to be a mom because of my wife. So I think at an early age, yes, kids are very visual, especially the young ladies, and they see the representation of family structure. And a lot of them do cling on to it. But as time goes on and we get re-engineered through high school and social media, the whole nine, now you get restructured to say you're supposed to want something else. And now you throw the biological urge out the window because you think about the way how you're supposed to survive in today's climate. And that's why I think things get kind of chaotic.
So what's your dream now? Your dream now is a Birkin bag and being a dickhead on TikTok. Your dream is fucking followers. Your dream is pixels on a fucking screen because you're retarded. Your dreams are literally going, wow, 100,000 followers. Yeah, I matter. It's ridiculous. You matter to your child.
That is
you
crazy.
matter when your kid looks in your eyes. That's who you matter to.
Yeah.
You don't matter to any of the men blowing up your inbox or any of the dudes giving you likes on Instagram. These men will you and not give a you get hit by a car the next day.
They don't know that.
They don't give a
Damn.
about you. But women are not smart enough to sit there and analyze how they've been psyoped by the Matrix, specifically and purposefully, to avoid having children. And I don't want to get political because I can do it. But if there's families, men are prepared to die to protect their family. Please understand this. If I'm in charge of a country and I come along and want to oppress a population, and that population is full of families, now you have men who say, look, you can try and oppress me, but you're not going to oppress my wife and my kids. I'm going to stand here and defend this street no matter who comes because my wife and my kids live here. When there's no families, why is a man going to stand up and defend a street? He can leave. He can bounce. He can stay in his basement and play video games. Take the street. Don't give it. Men give up on defending society because they have nothing to defend. So by convincing women to not have children, now men don't have a vested interest in resisting slavery. And it is only men who can resist slavery. Only us men, crossed arms. Only us men can defend you. Only us, we can defend you from government, other men, anything. That's what men do. So unless we have a vested interest in building a better world, which we're only going to have through family, most men you see in the world today have given up. They sit at home, playing video games, smoking weed, and when the government comes along and says, I'm going to oppress everyone and make everybody slaves, they go, I don't give a fuck. I ain't got a fucking family anyway.
And I'm sorry to cut Andrew off, but look at what this woman is doing with her tongue. These are the women that are going to just fall in line with anybody who is on top. See, this is like he just said, the enslavement mind. You see how she just following along with the good old gang? Because this seems what's selling. This seems what's attractive. That's the problem right there. Nowadays, you don't have communities anymore. They building apartment complexes everywhere. There is no family structure to say, I'm going to protect my neighbor. You don't have neighbors anymore. You don't have a real community. This is problematic, man.
No woman talks to me because I ain't rich. I ain't got kids anyway. The people in charge of the world have specifically convinced women to not do the number one thing since the dawn of human time they were obsessed with doing, which is birthing children.
Yeah.
It's incredible the level of psyop which has been successful. It's truly incredible. They've convinced women to not want kids. Isn't that remarkable? Haven't you seen a woman around a child? Haven't you seen like a woman sees a kid and gets baby fever? In most of the world, I've been all around the world. In most of the world outside of the Western Hemisphere, women love the idea of kids. They have a kid, their aunt is there, their mom is there, their sisters have kids, big families, all the women, all the kids. But in America, they're like, no, I don't want a kid, I want a Birkin. You're a retard, bro.
That's why I always have a soft spot in my heart for women that work around kids because I just love that nurturing energy. Usually women who work around kids and actually love kids, that's going to be some of the best women to actually date and marry. That's my belief. My woman loves kids or whatnot. She's really great with my kids, and we have plans on opening up a daycare because she's just really good with nurturing. She's been like that since she was a teen or whatnot. Since she was a kid, she's always take care of other little kids.
You're a retard. Stupid. Give me grandkids. Create Tates for the bloodline. Let's go into let's create Progeny to propel the name into the future. Let's do something that matters. Everything else is insignificant.
Here's another thing too. Also, I want to say, men lose status when a woman cheats on them. Women don't lose status when a man cheats on them.
No.
To this day, we all know Kobe Bryant's wife by what? Kobe Bryant's wife. He cheated on her.
Bryant.
She still has a legacy. She still has kids. A lot of people gave her a bunch of respect for sticking by him when all that bullshit happened, even though it was a fake accusation. But on the other hand, Will Smith destroyed by getting cheated.
That's right.
So women don't lose status or any type of, ability to have a family or anything like that, or their name isn't tarnished when they're cheated on. But men absolutely do. So my daughter, bitch, you're not going to fucking cheat on him because you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt him, and you're going to hurt me.
You better not cheat back in retaliation. That's definitely not going to hurt you. I think it is a beautiful thing if a woman loves a man and really appreciates him. And if he does mess up, I don't think it's grounds to just up and leave him. I'm going to be honest. I've been on that side of the spectrum, and I don't think it's worth it. I think you're going to go out there, you're going to find another guy. You're going to have to figure him out, learn him all over again, and he's probably still going to do the same thing. It's a high possibility. And the thing about it is, if you know that you done had kids with somebody, just go ahead and continue that family line instead of trying to cut that off and jump into a whole nother situation.
So Vanessa Bryant has the respect and the money after the fact. That's a W.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think there's a difference when a woman cheats on a man because she's accepting somebody else's DNA.
Of course.
100%.
Spiritually, I believe women are vessels.
Of course.
So they're taking on that energy.
Correct.
It's a totally different situation. I mean, you look at the Middle Eastern world. Men have multiple wives. They take care of their wives.
Yep.
They love their wives.
That's true.
It's agreed on. It's okay. And you don't see the women upset. They accept that.
Of course.
And it's biologically normal.
And it's we talk about the Middle East. But even here in the West, up until very recent times, it's always been this way. Kings have always had more than one woman.
Yeah.
Men who have
That's
knights.
disgusting.
No, it's not disgusting. It's human nature.
No, it
actually.
is.
So some women can have kids too. They need kids.
Of course.
That's why they have multiple
We can't
wives.
normalize
course.
Back in the day, they had multiple
But
wives so they can
it's
whoever had the
normalized
son
that.
first.
It's been normalized for centuries.
been
It's the thing.
centuries.
She's saying it's not normalized, but she's literally selling her body online on OnlyFans. You technically are slaves to your subscribers if you really think about it. If one guy makes a request and another guy makes a request, you technically serving 2 men at the same time. What are you talking about?
It's
One
a
of
very-
one.
it's a
No.
The
big
monogamy
One.
psyop. The monogamy psyop hurts women more than it hurts men because men are going to cheat. Men are going to anyway. Men do it anyway. It doesn't change anything. Like all you're going to do is make your man lie to you.
It
All you're going to do
changes
is
a
make him
lot.
just go behind your back and lie all the
They
time.
gonna do it
All you're
regardless.
going to do is make him sneak around. Wouldn't you rather just say, look, okay,
Find a new man.
whatever, just don't tell me about it and make sure you're home
You
most
said, you
of the
said
time.
find a new man.
No,
Hold on,
I
hold
will
on,
find
ladies,
a new
ladies,
man.
hold on, ladies.
My
ladies.
point, sorry, Myron.
No,
My
go ahead.
point exactly. Find a new man. Most hoes don't want to be hoes. They don't want to be hoes, but they're out there saying they're going to leave a man for doing something every man does, and after enough dick, their hearts die, and they think, I'll just chase the bag and become gold digger.
Question. I feel like, so how do you go about dating, or do you even date seriously, or do you just hook up?
I don't think you have to hook up. So how would I go about dating? I date a girl the same way anyone else would. And if she said,
With the
are you only
intention
dating
of-
me? I'd
Wait,
say
are you
no.
asking him particularly?
Yeah, I'm saying.
She wants
I'm
to know
saying,
you.
Personal. She wants to know
your personal
date
situation.
As far, like, exclusively date, like.
I would
you
date a
want-
girl the way anyone else would. And
So-
if she said, are you only dating me? I would say no.
What do you mean by that, though?
What do you mean? What do I mean by that? I just wouldn't lie because I don't see the point in lying.
I'm just
And I would
curious
leave
as
you.
like your end goal. So when you meet somebody that you're attracted to, do you say, "Oh, I just want to hook up," and you're just like, "I want to"?
No, because that's gay. I'm not going to sit there and go,
How's that
hi,
gay?
I've just met you. I just want to hook up. I'm saying that I would date the same way anyone else does. And if she said, oh, are you only with me? I would say, no, I'm not.
With what end
And if
goal
she
is
says,
what I mean,
I'm going to
though.
leave you for that, I'm going to say goodbye.
What's your end goal?
He's
with it,
honest.
though?
He's
being honest.
My end goal is to have
Marriage,
children.
Is it like?
My end goal is to have children because I'm in the business of kings.
So you
See, this woman's trying to like combat what he's saying, but the thing about it is, you don't have to stay. He doesn't have a gun in your head saying that you got to be in this situation. You can go find somebody else who will possibly give you exactly what you want. This is one of them concepts where they try and take the bad boy and turn them into what they want them to be.
The business of kings is progeny. I want as many children as possible.
you
Women
want,
take 9
like,
months to grow a
main
single baby.
girlfriend
You
to
got the
have
point.
I ain't got
children
time.
with.
How are you gonna have children with people and not be loyal to them?
What do you mean?
I
How
don't
am I not loyal?
understand.
Male loyalty, masculine loyalty is shown through protection and provision. I can have 10 women having my children, all driving Bentleys, all in mansions, all protected, all provided for.
It's not
so
about
I
that.
show my it actually is.
It's not. It's
And I'll
about
prove
love.
it to you. I'll
It's
prove it
about
to you.
love.
Let me prove it to you. If you read the Bible, forget the Quran because that can be seen as extreme. We're in the West. If you read the Bible, it says that if a man rapes a woman, he must marry her. Why would they force a woman who has been raped to marry the man who raped her? Because marriage means protect and provision. If a man rapes a woman, he must pay for her for life. That is the entire point of marriage. That's what marriage is. Marriage is not sitting there doing couple TikToks like a marriage is not walking up and down the aisle with a stupid dress on and being publicly humiliated on Instagram. Marriage is protection and provision. I am your husband if I pay your bills, keep you alive, and nobody can touch you. That makes me your husband. I can have 10 women with my babies because of the amount of money I have and my capabilities in 10 different mansions with 10 different security teams driving 10 different Bentleys. That is my goal. My goal is children. I'm not out here trying to for no reason. I'm not out here trying to date for no reason.
So we're not.
It's not that you're not.
Nothing.
No, you're actually the most important thing on the planet because you give the most important thing on the planet, which is children.
Okay, then why
So then treat us
disrespect
like that.
us?
I am.
Why disrespect
I
us?
just,
Why
how,
not
where's
be
the,
nice?
where's the
No, you're
disrespect in this?
How is
I'm
it
not saying, here's a kid, go on welfare. I'm not
No,
saying,
no, no. You're basically saying,
talking about
No.
his situation.
here's a kid. I'm gonna go f another girl.
no. You know
Hey,
what?
it doesn't matter. I pay for everything, so
All
let
right,
me go
ladies,
f
No,
another
no,
girl.
no, no.
You can get with a guy who's not going to do that. That's the funny part about it. Why are you trying to police exactly how he wants to run his household? He has the money to do it. Let him do it. It is what it is. If they sign up for it, that's those women.
Yeah, ladies.
She made an important point. Do you know what would be very disrespectful for me to do to a woman? To take her, to date her, to f her all over the place, left and right, not give her a kid, and bounce. You know what would be disrespectful for me to do to a woman? To buy pictures of her for 99 cents. That's disrespectful. Taking a woman and making her an honest person, giving her a beautiful child, making sure she never has to worry about another bill for the rest of her human life.
Sheesh.
Any problem, she calls me ever. She gets holidays all around the world on private planes. She gets beautiful kids. She gets to look into their eyes and they love her back. I'm not disrespecting women. I'm doing the absolute opposite. The men out here who are just you and dumping you don't give a about you. That's disrespect. Every man you've slept with who didn't give you a kid, didn't pay your bills, didn't put you in a house, he disrespected you. Actually.
Damn.
Completely wrong.
But speaking
Hey, he just dropped the bomb on her right there. Those other guys that you let bust you down and gave you nothing but headache and pain, those are the ones disrespected you. Based off of what Andrew is saying, he's saying nothing wrong. If he is going to take care of the women that he has babies with and he wants to create families and he has the means to do so, why are you trying to police the way he wants to live his lifestyle? This is where it comes down to the new age of controlling men, changing them into something that you ultimately will still not appreciate and you will still leave because you're not attracted to that still.
as a
What if
woman,
that's not what we want?
What do you want then?
but speaking
So
as
why
a
you
woman,
why are you if you don't want kids?
Because if men can have pleasure, so can we.
What are you for?
Fun?
There's no
For
point.
sport?
You heard that.
Can I offer?
Men
you
do
mad?
what?
Can I-
Retaliation.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're below replacement levels. Do you understand that?
Yep.
That in like literally a few generations, humans may go extinct because we're below replacement levels. I think
Yep.
Andrew Tate's strategy is way more effective, number one, for keeping the planet alive, and number two, in alignment with evolutionary and psychology.
She's correct on
Here's the
that.
thing, at the end of the day,
not
it's
gonna lie, you're ass kissing a little bit.
No.
Here's the thing. I've been on this podcast literally 4 years ago, and here you're 20 years old. Okay, so you're
Love,
gonna
but it's
learn
kinda
when it
sounding
comes to
like
time.
you're in love with
No,
her.
no, 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 no.
No, she can
Here's
just see
the
the
thing.
truth.
No, I'm in love with my fiance, and
Just
he
because I'm 20
agrees.
doesn't mean I don't know much.
No,
I
I'm
can
not,
see a person
I'm
through
not
a person.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that time you gain wisdom, and wisdom is applied application. It's learning through your personal experience what you go through, and you're gonna learn
And I
in time
understand.
that, dude, we're literally below replacement levels. If we don't adopt this strategy, or people aren't religious and get married and stay monogamous and have as many kids as possible, it's one of those two things. If they do those two things, the human race will survive. If they don't, we will perish.
She's right. Do you know
There definitely needs to be a restructuring of the mindset of society. Are we below replacement levels? Not sure on that 100%. I definitely believe that some people possibly shouldn't be having kids, just being honest, because just because you having babies, if you bringing babies into horrible situations or you just add more trauma into the world, that's not going to be beneficial as well.
biggest achievement in your life has been so far?
My daughter.
Correct.
Yep. I know that because she's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
And a lot of other women are sending kids back to
absolutely.
guys.
And so,
It actually made me more mature.
All right,
It
hold
made
on, hold
me more
on.
of
Let me
a
ask you a
woman.
question real fast.
No.
So, whose show are you on?
Oh,
I'm
snap.
sorry, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Don't
what? What'd you
like,
say?
So,
What'd
some of
you
you
say?
ladies are just f***ing rude to be rude.
What'd you
I'm
say?
like, you know,
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
No, you
just
heard
shut the
that.
f*** up and
What
listen
was
for
your
2
question?
seconds.
You
It's
heard
very
that.
simple, okay? Right
What
now,
was
your
your
guy.
question?
Right now, I'm gonna get to it. Right now, your guy. You said he's in jail, right?
Oh, damn.
And he's not able to
Oh,
be
we're
there,
not talking
provide
about
for
that.
you,
We're not
and
talking
everything
about
else.
that. But we're not talking about that.
Well, I need to use that as an analogy. What I'm
No,
gonna say
you
here.
don't need to use that because we're not talking about that.
Yo, who the f*** are you talking to, bro? Shut the f*** up when I'm talking, okay?
Talking to you.
Shut the f*** up when I'm talking.
He's not fresh, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yo, get the f*** off my.
Disrespected the
Get out of here. Get the f*** off my.
I thought you.
Frank calls
Get the f*** up out of here, bro.
Frank calls
Can't just be really polite to you dumbass, and you guys are rude. Get the f*** up out of here, bro. Ridiculous.
All right, leave.
No.
Get the f*** up out of here.
Andrew's nice, but you.
Yeah, you're ridiculous.
Bye,
Get
bye.
your ass up. Get the fuck up out of here, bro.
he wants you
Get the
to.
fuck out of here.
Bitch, don't be too comfortable.
I don't even know why the f*** you brought her
Don't
back
be
here,
too
Chris, to be honest. She's
comfortable.
wrong.
Yeah, bye.
Get her
fine,
out of here.
Fine.
I was annoyed when she came with Clive.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
You,
All right,
She
bye.
was on
Yo,
that
just get up.
show.
Just get up and get the f*** out of here.
you can have your own show. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye.
Sure, because I.
Yeah.
She was sitting next to the clavicular dude, the dude that always rates the girls pretty aggressive.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Imagine I go to someone's podcast and does that to them on their
Incredible.
live show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What did I
Incredible.
do to you?
Did a lot.
Anyway, back to what I was going to say. I think Andrew's strategy here is basically he just wants to have multiple wives or multiple women and have kids with them because he's trying to have as many kids as possible. The only way that you're going to accomplish that is by multiple women. I know some of you guys have an issue with that, but I mean, look, you can either have a loser that you could be that's going to be loyal to you or not.
I'm gonna leave it right there. That was crazy. Yeah, that chick, man, that chick was doing the most. I'm not gonna lie. She was licking her tongue out. You could tell she was trying to sell herself because she does OnlyFans. And that type of behavior is disgusting. I'm gonna be honest. Like, dudes might find that as attractive sexually, but when it comes down to a relationship, nobody wants his woman on camera doing stuff like that. That's goofy. That embarrasses you, especially if you're a guy that carry yourself a certain way. You don't want to have a woman around you that's going to be handling herself like that. That's crazy. I thought Andrew Tate, I think he spit a lot of facts, man. I'm be honest. Some things is going to be not as realistic for everybody in the world. I think he's still speaking from his own personal experiences, which a lot of us end up doing. We can't shame ourselves for being able to spit from our own reality. He is successful, rich, the whole nine. The things that he can do is not going to be the same things that other guys can do. That being said, the women trying to police the way he wanted to control his options in his life for his dating, ma'am, these women don't have to sign up for that. Yeah, they were getting mad that, oh, you're going to just mess with another woman, this and that. A lot of guys think like that. A lot of guys just can't pull it off because of the reality that they have to face. A lot of guys got to pull themselves up by the bootstrap to get themselves into a better situation. So when it comes into bringing multiple women into situations that you can't even, maintain the control, that's not going to be realistic. But him, on the other hand, he can do it. And he should be allowed to. If you can take care of multiple families, I'm 100% okay with you being able to take care of multiple families. I don't have an issue with that at all. If you work hard enough and you literally build yourself up to be able to attain everything, why can you not have multiple women? Just being honest. And he's honest with it. See, the one thing that they don't like is that if someone lies about it. Now, if you lie about it, that's when the problem comes into play. Because now you live in another reality. Now that's when the whole, oh, you cheating on me the whole nine. But if you know from the jump, how is it cheating? And if these women sign up for that, how is it really cheating? Men and women ultimately do need each other. We need it. Life can't sustain itself without it. But in the world that we do live in today, it's very artificial when it comes down to capitalism and buy this, buy that, live this type of lifestyle, live that type of lifestyle. But when we go back to simplicity on biology, that's going to make everything just make sense. What's the natural urge, what men and women naturally going to do? And it boils down to procreate, build families. You're going to live a life, you're going to be born, and then you're going to die. But in between all that, what are you going to do with it? And usually, most likely, kids are going to be involved and a family is going to be involved. And I think most people do want that. But it's getting to a point to where the society we live in is so like glitz and glamour to where I feel like I'm better than, what I am type of situation. That's how a lot of people end up looking at themselves. Or I say women a lot of the times. They don't pay attention to the vast majority of guys. And I'm not saying all those guys should get attention. It's still gonna be based on a form of attraction, and it's still gonna be based on, you having good guys in your life that can put other guys in front of you, or be able to mitigate the risk of putting the wrong guys in front of you. See, because you always gonna be a slave of what you're attracted to, but can you still be able to be guided to where you can find good character opposed to only the physical? Can you be guided? And that's where if we don't have no family structures, if there's no men in place, brothers in place, if there's no real good men in place, these women are going to just be choosing. And then like he said earlier, you're going to mess with one guy, leave him. Mess with another guy, leave him. And before you know it, you're single again. Now time done ran out. All you got is time. See, if we listen to some of the key things he said all he got is time. Why he just having sex for no reason? Because he knows what he's trying to do. He's trying to actually extend his legacy, because legacy does matter. But we don't really care about legacy no more, because it's just about, let's just do it and have fun now. Let's just go ahead and get our reality set. Boom, I want to go ahead and get this house. I want to experience this car. I want to experience all these, sexual encounters. I want to just do it now, opposed to the future. That's why I say a lot of these people who live their lives real dangerously for like 5-10 years at a time, and they do nothing else outside of that, by the time 20 years go by, you're going to have a lot of regret. And you have a lot of people already face that. But when it comes down to the extreme levels that's about to happen, it's going to be crazy. But I'll make sure I have this link in the description. Y'all can watch it in its entirety, man. I definitely rock Fresh and Fit. W. Andrew Tate for being back in the States. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, comment below. This your guy, JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.